sure you know by now, I'm Robson, the actor who likes to dabble in a spot of fishing. In fact, for over 30 years, I was quite happy just fishing for salmon and trout on the tranquil rivers of the northeast.
But a couple of years ago, that all changed.
Over 2 series of extreme fishing, my eyes have been open to some of the most mind-blowing fishing on the planet.
Oh my God! Look at this creature!
I've had the lows.
No!
And I've had the highs.
Yeah, baby!
And quite frankly, I'm addicted.
That is why we came here! Look at that fish!
Now I'm back for more. Much more.
Yes! It's time for the Extreme Fishing World Tour!
I'm going to be spending the next 4 out of 5 months on the road.
Yes! We did it!
Travelling over 60,000 miles
To 14 different countries
on 4 different continents.
Yes! And he's in!
This is angling heaven. All in the most extreme conditions imaginable. I'll be chucking a hook into 9 different seas and oceans. Meeting all kinds of crazy fishermen.
Why not? Why not? Why not?
And risking life and limb. All in pursuit of the scariest,
Oh my goodness! Yes!
weirdest,
I have always wanted to catch one of these!
most powerful fish on the planet.
This is the longest I have ever had to fight a fish.
Yes! It's my biggest ever challenge.
That fish.
Oh yes.
We got a fish on! Yes! We got him! This is Extreme Fishing!
What a trip I'm having. Last time on Extreme Fishing, I was on the first leg of my world tour in Zimbabwe and Zambia. It was amazing. And the fish, superb.
Look at that!
But after a week on landlocked waters, I need to get out to the deep sea. I'm headed for the east coast of Africa and Watamu on Kenya's beautiful coastline. But I'm not looking forward to the journey. It's not exactly first class. Kenya is stunning. It's big sky country as far as you can see and full of amazing wildlife. But there's no time for lions and zebras for me. It's all about the fish for the next 24 hours, as I'm staying at the mecca for deep sea big game fishermen. Anglers in the know flock to Kenya's east coast, as the Indian Ocean is teeming with the best and biggest fish in the world. And going by the walls of the hotel, there's plenty of potential prey out there. It's not really a trout, is it? But out of all these big ocean predators, there's one that stands out for me. Oh yes, I've got a bone to pick with this one. There it is, my nemesis, the Dorado.
I don't want to lose this fish.
I waited 14 hours, I caught it, then I lost it. Just had a horrible flashback to the Philippines.
No!
Wasn't nice.
You and me, pal, out there in the Indian Ocean. We've got a score to settle.
11 o'clock at night, can't sleep. We could be in for some spectacular fishing tomorrow. And of course, my nemesis, the Golden Maverick, the Mahi-Mahi, Dorado. And I hope I bloody catch one. Today I'm meeting Callum, who's been fishing the Indian Ocean for over 20 years. If anyone is going to lead me to my nemesis, then it'll be him.
Good morning, Callum.
How are you, mate? Yeah, very good.
Very well. Yeah, really good. So we could be in for the angling equivalent of a workout today.
Let's hope so, yeah.
I'm excited.
Okay,
I've
brilliant.
requested to a 7-year-old.
10 minutes out at sea, and we come across a grisly sight. A A dead whale being feasted on by a horde of hungry tiger sharks.
Well, they think the whale died of natural causes, was possibly got hit by a ship. But I hope it passed away peacefully, because it's having a hell of a time at the minute with those sharks. They're taking chunks out of it like an ice cream scoop.
And Callum is thinking of catching one.
Terrifying sight. Yeah, it's just here. I don't want to catch that, that's too big.
I really don't want one of those on the boat. I have my own battle to fight. Time to head out to the deep waters. First things first, we need some bait to attract the big game fish, and the best stuff is live bait. The fish is caught, hooked onto the end of the line, and thrown back in alive. Its distress calls are a beacon for the big predators. Not everyone agrees with this method, but it's the way they do it in Kenya.
Let's catch some of the fastest and most powerful fish in the world.
Within minutes, the fish are biting, but straight away the guys can tell that something isn't quite right.
Something just struck at that live bait fish. What have we got there? That, ladies and gentlemen, is the bite of a wahoo. That's how ferocious a predator that is, and it just missed our hook. That's got to cross out like a scalpel.
With more live bait pulled in, it's time to try again. Here's hoping whatever's out there takes a bigger bite this time.
So now we've got a chance of catching some big fish.
And I've got another bite. And it's big.
Okay, that's the sound we wanted to hear. The screaming reel. It wasn't that big a screaming run, but we've got a powerful predator on the end here. That's all.
Once again, something's taken our bait and missed the hook.
Next one.
That happens.
Not to worry, we've got another bite. Third time lucky, maybe.
It's the sound we want to hear. We got a fish on! That is music to a game angler's ears. Oh, that's a big powerful one.
Callum reckons it's wahoos nicking our bait, so I hope we've hooked one this time.
It's right toward the ball. Keep the engine on there.
There's something big and powerful on the line, and we've got whatever it is.
Keep going forward. Shot towards the boat there. Please get this fish in. Yes! We got him!
It is a wahoo, and this one's fish stealing days are over.
Well done, mate.
Well done. There is the fastest fish in the ocean. It is the Usain Bolt of the Indian Ocean. And this is the species that has been eating all our bait. And finally, we got one of them.
What a start. I'm excited, and so are the lads.
It's extreme fishing. You Kenyans will all be doing it in the discotheques. Extreme fishing.
And we're not done yet. It's beginning to look better already.
There's some serious double-figure Dorado feeding there. This could get very interesting in the next 2 minutes.
I've got to catch a Dorado. It's been the monkey on my back for over a year. If we can get into that shoal over there, this could be a day to remember.
That's just running. Something huge has got this.
This could be your lucky Dorado.
Oh, I saw him in the distance there.
This could be my chance to put the Dorado hoodoo to bed.
Just steady with that one.
Oh, yes, the Dorado! We are into the Golden Maverick!
The Dorado, or Golden Maverick due to its stunning colour, is a tough fish to catch. It's fast, powerful, and leaps out of the water. And if you don't keep it under control, it could rip itself free.
Remember, last time I had one of these on was after 14 hours of fishing in the Philippines Trench. No! No! And I didn't take losing the fish too well. That was me fannying about. Third jump straight off. Dead wig. Bye-bye.
There is no way I can lose this fish again. I can't make the same mistake as before and let it jump off the line.
The reason why this is such a tough fish to play, they can exceed 50 miles an hour in short bursts. Please, please don't come off. Please.
At last, the wait is over.
Yes, did it! Yes, we did it! I got it this time though, didn't I, everybody? Oh, revenge is so sweet. There you have it. One of the most fantastic species in the ocean. The Dorado, the golden maverick, or the mahi-mahi, or the dolphin fish. Designed for power, speed, and strength. And we got there, what, 18 pound there, Colin?
Yeah, I'd say 12, 15.
Would you?
Yeah.
If in doubt, exaggerate in my book, Colin. Because of all the hell in the Philippines, I had sleepless nights. But we did it. We caught gold today! Well done.
And this perfect day ends with a sight to soothe any tired fisherman.
Well, there you have it. Look at that. The female humpback and her calf. Speechless. Wow.
Today I'm in the former port-turned-tourist resort town of Melendi on the stunning east coast. I've travelled here for a bit of traditional dhow fishing. The dhow boats are Indian in origin and design and have been used unchanged for centuries on the Indian Ocean. Hassan and his crew Mohammed and his mate Mohammed, nicknamed Mo, fish every day in their locally built dhow. They only ever use a line and bare hands to catch fish.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice too.
What is the likelihood we will catch fish today?
I hope we're going to catch the red snappers or the group of fish.
Yeah.
Because it's a good day to catch something like that.
You want me to wear the hat?
Yes, this is for sun.
Yes?
Yeah. Then we'll be a good fisherman like I.
I don't think the hat matches the skirt, but hey.
But it's okay, yeah, that's no problem.
Come on, let's go and catch the fish.
Right, come on. Yeah.
Wow. Look at that. Woohoo! I think I'm going to enjoy this method of fishing, Hassan.
Yeah?
It's the total opposite of the high-tech game fishing I did yesterday. There's no engine, no GPS, and no rods. Just bare hands and hard work. This is extreme fishing in a skirt. The wearing of the sarong comes from a time when it was shameful for men to show their bare legs, which is a shame because mine are quite nice. These days, it's only worn for tradition's sake.
I think I've got a bit of a mini skirt vibe going on here. You got a nice ankle skirt going on here. Mine's a bit of a mini. Let me show you what we use back home when we hand line.
Yeah.
These are called welding gloves.
Yeah.
These are from the days when I worked in a shipyard.
Okay.
Because I don't like getting cut.
When I fishing like this, then I feel the fish how come and start to pull my line slowly, and I know how to keep it.
So you can sense it.
Yes,
and you can feel
yes,
it.
and I sense.
And you wouldn't be able to do that with that.
Yes.
So I should put these gloves away.
Yes, I want to.
Because this, you want me to be a dhow fisherman,
Yeah.
not a sissy fisherman.
I'm sure.
No bloody hell. So I'll just wear the skirt and hat.
We're on the edge of a reef, dropping bait to the bottom and hoping to tempt the likes of snapper and the giant grouper out of the reef and onto our lines.
And the thing is, it comes out of its cave, grabs the bait, and then takes it back in. And the thing, as soon as you get the bite from the grouper, you've got to pull it up. Otherwise, it'll take you back in the reef and you will lose it. You've got fish. Mohammed's got a fish. Oh, blah, blah. Oh! What do you call it?
We call it, this is in Swahili, shakashangu.
Shakashangu.
Shakashangu, yeah.
Okay, so what we have here in Kenya is a shakashangu. Or in some places they call it the green jobfish. or they can call it the bluefish. But that is a beautiful fish. Now then, what would that bring? What market price would I get for that?
The fishermen sell from market that we sell for 100 shilling per kilo or 120 now.
You'd sell this fish for 400 shilling.
Yeah.
That's just under £3. Not a bad price for a stunning fish like that. That's a good fish, yo, Shakashangu.
Yes.
Lovely looking fish.
Mo's already one fish up, but it's not long before I get my first bite. I don't think it's that big, but it's killing my hands.
Just bring it.
I will, I'm trying, Hassan.
Yeah.
I don't want one of your scars on my hand.
Is it heavy?
It's very heavy.
Yeah.
It could strip the skin off my hand. Get in. We thought we had a snapper, obviously by the beautiful vibrant red, but as it got closer, we realised it's what you call a coral fish. But look at the coloration on this fish. The beautiful purple spots there, this vibrant coloured tail, the beautiful orange and yellow on the pectoral fins. Listen to me, I'm waxing lyrically about it. But one of the best things about this lovely looking fish is it tastes beautiful. Simply grilled, that is one of the best tasting fish, pound for pound, in the world. Well done.
It might look easy, but this technique takes a lot of practice.
Put a fish on. Oh, he's putting a fight, this bugger. Ow. Come on. What do you think it is, Mohammed? Might be the nuts and bolts of the way. Oh, I think it's off. I think it's come off.
I must be doing something wrong, because the lads are pulling up fish after fish, and I'm losing them, fish after fish.
Well, we got this, another Shakashangu.
This is another Shakashangu.
Beautiful.
This is getting embarrassing.
It's good, isn't he? He's beating me. Well, he's slaughtering me, actually. But my red coral fish was the nicest. The prettiest of all the fish.
Time to swallow my pride and get a quick tutorial with Hassan.
Okay, so just let it take the bait and let us run a bit with it
If
and
you let
set.
it quickly, then you know this is the trap.
Ah.
So you have to left it slowly.
And Hassan's words of wisdom work. I've got my second bite and it feels big.
Got one on here.
This fish better be worth it because the line is tearing into my hands.
Ah, my skin, my skin! Hassan, I may need a hand here, seriously. Don't laugh at me, I think I'm doing it. It's very heavy. You want me to have a scar, don't you?
I'm not sure, but I reckon I might pull it out of the bag with the last fish of the day.
Felt like a garupa because it wanted to go back into the reef, and yes, it is! Yes, it is! That is the garupa! That is one of the best fish pound for pound Garupa! Hakuna Matata! Hey, Mohammed! What a fish! Yes! I have always wanted to catch one of these. Epinepheus. Giant garupa. Why is it called Epinepheus? Latin for the fish with clouds on it. On the dorsal there, on the lateral side, we've got beautiful browns and greys eyes. Jammed his mouth on my hand. Aside from its coloration, its power, and stunning looks, this is one of the best tasting fish in the world, and this will bring a very, very good price at the market. Not bad, eh, Hassan?
Yeah.
Have I passed my apprenticeship?
Yeah.
Yeah? Am I one of the team?
Yeah.
Mohammed, both Mohammeds don't seem convinced.
Yeah.
I'm now a qualified down fisherman.
Qualified fisherman.
All I need now is the scars.
Yeah.
I'll come again and get the scars.
Yeah.
Right, should we go to the market?
Yeah.
Let's go and sell some fish.
Every day, Hassan and his crew sell their catch to local traders who wait on the beach for the boats to come in. Hassan's livelihood depends on getting a good price.
Anybody goes on 400? I've got 400 here. Do I hear 500?
We should get about 400 Kenyan shillings for each fish. That's just under £3.
1,000 gone, 1,000 one gone, 1,000. Over to you, sir. Over to you, sir. We got...
I try selling them as a job lot to push up the price.
What, 20,000? There you go.
But these guys are no fools, and in the end, 400 per fish is all I can get.
You're my favourite dealer today. Giant grouper for you, sir. No worries.
But with my garupa, it's a good haul for the crew. So I feel fine giving the coral fish away to a local kid.
Red coral fish. Enjoy. Have it with some chips, you'll love it. Hassan's happy. The village is happy. And I'm happy. Caught a fish, and I sold it.
Today I'm flying up the east coast to the Tana River Delta and a little fishing village on the river's banks. Captain Gary Cullen is making me co-pilot. The Fool. But don't worry, he takes over for the landing, because it's on a beach. Heathrow, this isn't.
Well done, Gary. Thank you. Look at that. Well, anything I say about that view just won't do it justice. So I'm going to shut up and let you enjoy the visual. Look at that.
Next morning, I head off with my guide KK to a tiny village on the Tana River to meet the fishermen who risk their lives every day because of how and where they fish.
First time I've been on a fishing trip where one of the guys you're with is carrying a 303 rifle. What does he know that we don't? Obviously we've got no fish finding technology to find the species around here, but in front of me is the next best thing. These guys have discovered a pod of hippos. Now what the hippos have been doing during the night is feeding, and what they're doing during the day is wallowing in the water, having a bit of a snooze and defecating. And bait fish like nothing more than chomping on hippo poo. And obviously where there's bait fish about, there are larger predators. So what we've got to do is cast a line as near to the dung as possible. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is extreme hippo poo fishing. I'm not making it up. Only in Africa.
Now I don't know about you, but I'm not sure how effective this is. Hippos attracting fish? Really?
Oh, yes, we're in. We're in. Oh, come on. It's in the bloody...
Shame on me. Seems there's something in this.
Yes.
That's the best. Get off the bloody tree.
It's not the biggest fish I've ever caught, but it's a fish.
And there you go.
We have red now.
That's a beauty. They're not brilliant red, but all the same, my first red snapper on the River Tana, but that is a good eating fish, and hopefully we'll get a lot more today. What is beautiful fish in Swahili?
Samaki mzuri.
Hey, samaki mzuri! Samaki mzuri! Hey, excellent! Oh, they're over the moon. I've just got us tea.
Time, though, soon starts to drag. After an hour, it seems my initial worries were right. Either they're not pooing, or this doesn't work. I'm more worried about being bored to death than being gored to death. Where are the fish, KK? While me and the lads aren't having the best of luck, there is one bloke who is.
You got one? Snapper? I've been watching this fella for the last hour. He's been pulling fish out of here like he's gone out of fashion. Might join him for a couple of hours, you know? Call me fickle?
All right, so I am actually that fickle. But after 4 hours and only one fish, who wouldn't be? I've hitched a ride with Swab and his son in their battered canoe, and they're taking us upriver to a secret location supposedly full of fish. And more importantly, it's away from those hippos, because it's getting hot and they're getting agitated.
Hey, go if you get too close, he'll go for you. And we cannot outrun a hippo. Okay, whoa. Too close, let's get away. I like seeing them from afar, from the riverbank.
From the riverbank? Oh,
yes, nice way to see a hippo from the riverbank. They do. They're a very dangerous animal. It's alright, you've got a 303 bloody rifle. I've got nout.
It's mid-afternoon and the sun is baking. The chances of catching fish now are getting smaller and smaller, so Swab comes up with something I wasn't expecting. He's setting out crab lines. In a river. In the middle of Kenya. Whatever next?
So him and his son Shay, they'll fish for the crustaceans. He refers to it as the crab shack, and we'll keep trying for fish, yes?
Yes, that's right.
Excellent.
It's a slow day, and for some of us a bit too slow. Rifleman is having 40 winks.
Great. Charged by a hippo. 303 rifleman, fast asleep. Great. He wakes up, all he sees is 2 bite marks in my torso.
Just as I'm thinking it's time to call it a day,
Sure.
Swab has a bite.
My butter.
You got one there? Did a big one?
Big? Big one.
Swab,
Yeah.
is that your idea of a big crab?
Yeah. Big crab.
Big Swab, that is not a big crab. Oh, hilarious. Aye, very funny. Nearly lost my finger. Stop laughing and you pay attention with your rifle. You should be looking out for hippos, not laughing at me. Getting bit by a crab there. So, Swab, this is what you've been going on about all day. I have waited hours to see this. I used to get these under rocks in Northumberland at the age of 7. I mean, you're a grown man. I'd hold my head in shame if I called that. You're not going to eat that, are you?
Yes, he is. It's not been the most successful day's fishing, but I've had a great time. And what a way to finish the day with a shared supper at sunset with the Hippo Poo fishing lads.
Zuri's on? It's good, yeah. I have to say, for fish that hang around hippo dung most of their lives, it's not bad tasting. In fact, it's beautiful. Hey Swab, how's your crab? There's nothing left of it.
The next day, it's time to leave the East Coast for the time being and head inland to the world-famous Lake Victoria. It's the second largest freshwater lake in the world and is bigger than Wales. But I've got to get there first, and me and African plains are not having the best of relationships. I'm heading for a fishing village on Muffingano, a small island in Lake Victoria, where I'll be meeting local fisherman Gilbert.
Laddie, it's Gilbert. Hi, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. How are you? I'm very well. A beautiful island. Robson. Hello. How are you? Hello. High five. Yay. Why did you look that one? So Robson, this is a fishing village.
Yes.
Muffingano Island fishing village. The place here we call it Konyahera. Konyahera is just to help me love something.
I'm going to help you love the place.
Yes.
I've fallen in love with it already. Everybody's so friendly.
Exactly.
We do a program called Extreme Fishing. Can you do that? Extreme Fishing. Extreme Fishing. Yay! On the island they fish at night, so with a few hours to kill, Gilbert takes me to meet Paulina, who helps catch the islanders' other main source of food, flies. The flies contain 7 times more protein than steak, so while they might not taste as good, they will keep you alive.
So you do that way, yeah, and you make some deep sound, and then you catch.
Bloody things are biting me.
Paulina, stop laughing at me.
Could do a song from the album. Actually, that might put them off. Yeah. I've got 3. Is that enough for soup?
It might be more than that.
Yeah.
Something like a plateful of it.
A plateful?
Yes.
Gilbert, Paulina, if I have to catch a plateful, we'll be here all night. But luckily, it doesn't matter, because in the best traditions of TV cooking, here's a few thousand flies Paulina caught earlier. Oh dear. But don't worry, viewers, I'm not eating them raw. No. We're making soup out of them. They smell disgusting. So, I've eaten jellyfish. I've eaten a carp swim bladder. Now I'm eating flies. 7 times more protein than steak. The things I do for this show. I think I'll stick to the T-bone. Later that night, Gilbert and his mates arrived to take me fly fishing, but it's nothing like the kind I'm used to.
Good evening. Hey, good evening, Robson.
The fishermen on Lake Victoria have for decades used a special technique to catch hundreds of tiny omena fish, or whitebait to you and I. Are we going to have a good night's fishing?
Yes, exactly.
It's not the first time I've caught these tiddlers, but I've never caught them like this.
But once these lamps are put out, does it not get scary?
The crew float lights on the water that attract the fish, and the flies the fish feed on. Trouble is, it only works at night, and there's no radio, no GPS, no fish-finding technology, or even an engine. This is lo-fi fishing at its most backbreaking. Not to mention, we only know where we're going by looking where we've come from. Which would be okay if I could see anything.
I'm glad I'm with you, because bloody hell, if I was on my own, you just hear this person crying in the middle of the lake. I want my mummy.
Once all the lights are in place, we have to wait nearby in the pitch black while the fish make their way to the light to feed on the flies. So what better way to kill the time than with a local fishing song?
Go, Johnny. Naro guru, naro guru, naro guru, you.
Okay, do you want to hear a song from the northeast of England?
Yes.
Okay.
Who shall have the fishy on the little dishy? Who shall have the fishy when the boat comes in? Dance to your daddy, sing to your mummy, dance to your daddy when the boat comes in. Who shall have the fishy on the little dishy? Who shall have an omina when the boat comes in?
Thankfully, the time for song is over. The first lamp is now surrounded by fish, and we just have to catch them.
Okay, Peter, I'm ready. I'm like a coiled spring.
The throwers lower the nets off the side of the boat, while the rowers, like me, paddle like crazy to encircle the fish. Simple.
Obviously, if we were rowing too slow, all the fish would bugger off. Then you'd have three very unhappy. Oh man, a fisherman.
Once we've rounded them up, it's time to work. It's back-breaking stuff hauling the net in, and we won't know until the last moment if it's all being worth it. If we weren't quick enough rowing, the fish could have scarpered.
Have I made a mess of it, Peter? I'm sorry, Peter, it's my first time. I'm an Omena virgin.
But it looks like they've got something.
Yeah, well done. It's Chris. Excellent.
Excellent.
Hey, that is a good start. Well done, Gilbert. Well done. Yes. There we have it.
We just got
Omena.
a small correction.
Here on the lake. They call this silver treasure. And fishing for me, it's a hobby. You know, it's what I do in my spare time. Sometimes it's a sport. But for these fellas, it's more about livelihood and survival. And that's possible.
It's not a big haul of omina, and it's worth just under £1. That's why the boys will be going from lamp to lamp for the next 9 hours to catch enough to feed the village and make some money.
Well done.
I want to stay out and help, but I've got an early flight. Honest.
Gilbert?
Yep.
That is back-breaking work. I'm not made of your kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's why I'm an actor.
Okay.
Been a pleasure.
Pleasure too.
Take care. That's proper fishing. That's proper fishing.
For my final adventure in Kenya, I'm in Watamu on the east coast to try and catch arguably the king of all game fish, the black marlin. There is nothing quite like it, and luckily for me, my guide for the day, Jackson, is a bit of an expert.
Are you confident we'll catch today, Jackson? Why not? Exactly, why not? Come on then. Come on then. I have every faith in you.
First up, we need to catch some bait. But no one told a marlin. We're in.
Marlin? Jackson. Marlin? Black marlin?
This is ridiculous. I'm not mentally prepared. Normally, I expect a bit of foreplay, not just going straight in at the deep end.
We just came out to catch bait fish, and as you can hear, we've got into something big, and it's just shown itself, and we have launched into a black marlin here. Keep it tight, keep it tight, keep it tight. Wind. Reel. This is it, folks. It doesn't get any better than this. It doesn't. This is the holy grail of game fish. Just 100% power.
But on this lightweight line normally used for bait fish a tenth of the size, it's going to be a struggle to keep it on.
Come on, Robson.
Come on, Robson. I'm trying.
Because of the lightweight tackle, the incredible pull of this fish is killing me.
Yeah.
This is man versus nature on a major scale, made all the more difficult as the line is designed for a fish a tenth of the size. It's a titanic battle.
We had kept the marlin close to the boat for about nearly an hour, and we'll have to start all over again. Oh, the skin is coming off my fingers.
Eventually, I haul it back to the boat.
Oh my goodness, I can see it for the first time. I can see the leader as well. We are gonna...
But just as we are about to get hold of the line, it turns and bolts.
Whoa! Jackson! Jackson! Get Jackson!
Taking Jackson along with it.
Okay, Jackson! Jackson! Jackson, I thought we'd lost you. I thought the line... Hang on, get this back in here. Oh, Jackson, I thought we'd lost you.
Come on, Robson, focus. Jackson's fine. Think fish. You've still got a marlin on your line.
This is the longest I have ever, in my angling life, had to fight a fish. Woo!
Because the black marlin is huge and very dangerous, we aren't allowed to take it out of the water. The last section of the line, known as the leader, is attached by a release clip to the main line. To confirm a catch in these waters, we just need to get a hand on this last bit of line.
At last, I might be into one of the finest predators in the ocean. Shoulders no, biceps no, lower back, it's gone. Knees no bucket. Pass. Got the leader.
Remember, if Jackson gets his hand on this last section of line, it's a catch. After more than 2 hours, Jackson finally grabs the leader. And I've caught a black marlin. Ali tags it in order to monitor migration patterns, removes the hook, and releases this giant beast, as heavy as a racehorse, back into the sea.
Yes, sir! We tagged it, we released it, and I caught it! The black marlin! Makeri Indica! The black marlin of Kenya! Yes! Well done, sir. You said we would catch the black marlin. Why not? Why not? Why not? Why not can we catch one?
And the final touch. Jackson sends up the black flag so everyone can see I've caught a black marlin today. Get him.
Doesn't get any better than that. I'm not doing any more because my knees are shot, my back's gone, my biceps are buggered, and I've had it. That's your lot. That is extreme fishing. I've had it.
Over the last week, I've had an amazing and diverse fishing experience in the beautiful African country of Kenya.
Yes, we did it!
I fished with hippos, eaten fly soup, and caught some of the biggest and best fish in the sea,
Hakuna Matata!
alongside some of the finest fishermen in the world.
I like it.
Next, my world tour moves on to Asia, in fishing crazy China, where I catch and eat a lot of very weird creatures, have an argument with a big bird,
Give me the fish. It doesn't want to give me the fish.
and it gets really extreme when I go communist carp catching.
Have you ever seen anything as spectacular as that?
This you do not want to miss.